Caitlin, mash us up.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Geeks Who Like Sports Mashup. As always, I'm Ray Carcillo, joined by my best friend in the entire world over in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Lee Elias. Lee, we got a real good one today. Tell the people what we're talking about.
Ray, as we all know, if you listen to the show, X-Men 97, the Wolverine character I'm holding in my hand. For those of you listening, you can hear the box is coming out very shortly. So the year 1997, Ray, we were both live and kicking in our teenage years. This was a big show for us. Of course, it came out before 1997, but it got me thinking, Ray, back to the late 90s, mid to late 90s, right? And then it got me thinking about the athletes of the mid to late 90s, and it came up with this question, which is not as simple as those of you listening will think. Which athlete from 1997 deserves their own sports game franchise today? So this can't be someone that was just popular in the moment. This has to be somebody or somebody's that was popular and that could transcend time, that if a game came out today, you'd be like, oh, I want to play that.
Yeah. Now, this was a good one. This was a good one because there were some guys who were just starting to become big in 1997 and then went on to have like massive careers and whatnot.
You young people be like Tom Brady, not even around yet.
Wasn't around yet. Yeah. Can't be Tom Brady. Yeah. I mean, the first one for me that comes
to several years ago.
Yeah. There's two that come to mind very quickly for me.
Right.
The first one is Michael Jordan.
Yes. That I think that is the obvious pick. I have that down on my paper too.
Yeah.
Ironically, this is after the Michael Jordan games had come out. Jordan versus Bird,
Right.
Jordan versus Magic. He never dove into that arena. He really never dove into the gaming arena. He could have had a Michael Jordan basketball game, just like a Madden game.
Yeah.
But chose not to do that for whatever reason.
Called Air Jordan.
Yeah.
Right.
You could have had Jordan 23, Jordan 24, Jordan 11, Jordan 97. But yeah, I don't know why that never happened. Right. It'd be interesting to ask Michael Jordan, like, why did you never get into that space?
Yeah, because even that, because shortly after that, Kobe got into that space a little bit. There was Kobe Bryant courtside, I think it was, and
tried.
There was a few others attempts, and it just he never decided to.
I'm gonna guess that Magic versus I said Jordan versus Magic versus Bird, or Jordan versus Magic, Jordan versus Bird, which was a game. Maybe that didn't pan out so well. And you got to remember, that's not too far from 1997 when that game came out. It's probably 5-6 years prior to that, right?
Those games did actually very well. Actually, I remember.
Well, maybe he didn't do well on them, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, maybe, yeah. Right? I mean, or
I remember playing it. Yeah,
that or he might have thought most of the games at the time were kind of like your NBA Jam game, and he didn't want to be part of like an arcadey kind of game.
Right. But yeah, if Jordan basketball came out today, and that's really the key for it, I'd want to play it.
It would still work. Absolutely,
it would still work. Huge. I mean, you see what happens when he's modded or even put into some of these NBA 2K games now.
Yeah,
we got to play his career. This next person, Ray, that I have, baseball player, had his own game series, but I would do it today. Ken Griffey Jr. I would love for them to bring that franchise back for baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. He had it, I think, on the NES. He had it on the Super Nintendo. He had it on the N64. That was when Nintendo owned the Mariners. So it was a match made in heaven where Nintendo wanted baseball games and Griffey worked for the Mariners. So it was like a perfect matchup. 100%. I thought of that as well. But also in baseball, somebody who his career just started then but could still carry weight today. Derek Jeter.
I knew you were going to say that. Not established enough in 97 to have his own game franchise. So this is somebody who has to be very well known at this time, in my opinion. Right? Looking back. Yeah,
Jeter's getting there.
Yeah, but he's not there yet. And all I'm saying is doesn't have enough championships yet.
Right.
And like I said, the way I looked at it, I'm not saying you're wrong, Ray. This is the way I looked at it, was 97 or prior. Right.
Okay.
So it's the career can't happen after 97. 97 is your cutoff. How about that? And I didn't say that in the open, to be fair to you.
Okay. No, because I was going to say, if he starts in 97, to be fair, and also for those who don't know, Derek Jeter is getting his own storyline in this year's MLB The Show. That was just announced today as we were recording the mashup, which is a big deal. And it's actually the map looks great. It's like each highlight. It looks like the New York subway system. Every stop on the subway is a different Jeter career highlight, which is Yeah, really, really great job by them.
So I've got a few more on here, a lot of different sports. Let's just go hockey real quick. Again, he had his own gaming around this time period, but I'd bring it back. Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey should come back right now. You can do it in VR if you want to, but Wayne Gretzky, that would be a really fun game right now. By the way, at the end of the Ken Griffey Jr. game, I forgot, as a bonus, you get to be a photographer at the end of the game at events, just like Ken Griffey Jr. does now. He is a professional photographer, Ray. I don't know if you know that or not.
I did not know that. No,
he goes to other sporting events and takes photos, like as a professional photographer.
Randy Johnson does that too now.
Yeah, nerds. Anyway, Wayne Gretzky hockey could be a great one. Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey could be one to bring back. That was a fun game, fun arcade game. Wasn't a great NES game, and then 64 game.
Yeah, no,
but that was a good one.
It had its issues. It was more arcadey on the N64. But you know what? Speaking of hockey, I mean, I thought about this. You put his personal off-ice stuff aside. The biggest hockey person in games at that time, still probably Jeremy Roenick.
Yeah. Well, his personal stuff's not that bad, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
Jeremy Roenick was the cover of, I believe, ESPN Hockey 2004. Tremendous athlete at that time. You're right, Ray. That would be a fun one too. I just think Gretzky's obviously got the bigger name.
I mean, Gretzky's the guy, right? Like he's the guy. Like I just think
not quite done his career yet. You know, he's at the Rangers at that time.
Right. Yeah.
It would make sense to bring him back.
Yeah.
In career mode now.
But for those who don't know, Roenick was oftentimes the best player in every hockey game aside from Gretzky.
Yeah, him and Modano. And again, yes, Roenick, especially in the NHL '94, was easily the best player.
Yeah, his numbers were insane in that game.
You're right. That would make sense. They could have capitalized on that, and they didn't.
Yep.
The next one is one I want reinstated. It's Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods golf was around for a long time. They took his name off because of his personal life.
Yeah, and then brought it to Rory McIlroy, I believe.
Yeah, I would bring Tiger Woods back. The game lost so much luster after his name was taken off, and maybe rightfully so, maybe not. I mean, it's his personal life. You know what I mean? So Tiger Woods golf can come back, in my opinion, especially with Super Tiger with the gigantic muscles now that he's got. He's kind of terrifying looking. Like this dude.
Well, now it's going to be Tiger's son. Actually, will probably.
You're right. I forgot his name.
He played with his dad. They did the duos, and he is basically like his dad. He's like exactly like his dad as a golfer. It's kind of insane.
It is scary. Yes, you're right. Maybe it'd just be Woods and Son golf. You know, that would be cool. I'm looking at this now. Is it Charlie Woods?
I think,
I think Charlie. It is Tiger and Charlie Woods golf. That would be pretty cool.
Well, you could call it Two Woods golf.
Woods and Son, Two Woods golf. Yeah,
isn't it one of the clubs like you have a 2-wood, you have like a 6-iron or like something like?
You should stop talking about golf right now. Yeah, it's close, but yeah, 2-wood.
Like that close enough.
Yeah, you got the. It's about the spirit of the thing, not the spirit of the thing. Moving on. Here's an outside the box one, and then I've got one more to finish this up. It's 1997 we're talking about. So I can use kind of teams around that time. One of the biggest teams in 1997 actually accomplished their fandom in 1996 at the Olympic Games in Atlanta. I think it would be cool if Carrie Strug and the women's gymnastics team, who deserve something with all the hell that they and other gymnastic teams have been through, had a game of Carrie Strug in the 96 gymnastics Olympic team game, right? Or something like that to celebrate the women of the 90s who really did not get any of the what's it called? Luster that they should have got. All right. Because what Carrie Strug did for this country at the Olympics was basically jumped on a broken leg. It was an amazing moment in the Olympics. Or you could have Nancy Kerrigan versus Tanya Harding boxing matches. That's 94. You could
do it's like you have Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games, and you could have like Carrie Strug.
Well, I remember that. I remember that moment she won a gold medal for Team USA in the teams competition. I remember it well. It was, again, a major milestone, I think, not just in women's sport, but a United States sport. I mean, we all remember her jumping on that one leg if you were alive at the time. I'm sure if you weren't alive at the time, you've seen this footage of her not being able to walk.
Yeah.
But, just American persistence pushing for you. Ray, my last one is an add-on. So you might remember in 1997, Mike Tyson actually was not the biggest name in boxing. He was actually getting in a lot of trouble at that time.
Yeah, it was Holyfield at that
So
point.
why would you not bring Holyfield versus Mike Tyson boxing back today?
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing. All right. So I have Tyson versus Holyfield 2024 as a game.
I can see that. That would work. I mean, that's the last time, in my opinion, boxing was relevant. So,
yeah. Klitschko might not like you for that, but it's true.
I mean,
Holyfield
I'm
was a great
sorry.
champion. No,
yeah,
Holyfield
like
was a great
I'm sorry.
champion.
Boxing, especially with the rise of UFC and MMA.
Oh, you're 100% right. I'm not disagreeing with you in any way. Yeah, that was these heavyweight championship boxers at that time were titans, gladiators. At least to me as a kid, I would love that. How about arcade boxing could be better than that? Not to mention it's Punch Out, right? I'm saying you bring back Holyfield and Tyson's Punch Out. My son, by the way, played Punch Out, and then he played Punch Out 2, and he's been infatuated with all the characters of Punch Out 2. And my favorite part recently, he's been playing Ocarina of Time, actually, Ray, at the end of this mashup. He asked me all these questions, and I'm like, Logan, I haven't played that game in like 25 years. Right? So there's some things I remember. There's some things I don't, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I remember a lot of it.
Yeah.
But he's like, what do I do if I find this? I'm like, I don't know, man. Go ask someone. And I had to explain to him that gaming at that time, it's not an open world. Like there's a law. Like there's laws you have to follow.
There's a certain order of operations you have to do.
Yeah.
Things.
He's like, why can't I get on Epona? I'm like, because you haven't asked yet.
Right.
You have to ask how to get on Epona. You know what I mean? But I know how to do it. That's not how you do it. It doesn't matter if you know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So anyway, those were our picks for athletes from 97 who deserve their own sports game franchise today. But we want to know what you think.
You know, but Lee, hold on. We still haven't talked about, like, we talk about Madden, obviously, like Madden football.
Yeah.
But there also used to be Joe Montana football. And there used to be, like, some of those others. What about, if we're talking about 1997, again, personal issues aside, you either do, Madden's favorite quarterback was Brett Favre.
That's true. Brett Favre football. They tried that too. He had a game once.
You could or John Elway. That's right before John Elway won his back-to-back championships and retired.
It's funny. It's an interesting one at that time. Favre and Elway were there. I'm trying to think if there's anybody, though, that was really just massive at the time of football, because Madden was bigger than the game at that point.
No, it was. I mean, technically, you could do Brett Favre versus John Elway because they met in Super Bowl 32.
Yes, that's true. I don't know if they have the luster, though, for today. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't know who John Elway is. Brett Favre, maybe.
Well, they know Brett Favre probably because of his infamy now in recent years.
Right. That's not good enough for a franchise. So I'm wondering if there's any receivers at that time. I mean, it's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Football didn't have like the Tom Brady yet at that time. And the guys that did have were very old. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the thing. I just wanted to bring that up because I was just like, I was thinking here and I was like,
Barry Sanders?
Oh, that could be in. Yeah, I mean, that's Barry still in the last. He's still got a couple of years left.
The game is you got to continue his career.
Well, you know what? Well,
that's the game. Continuing Barry Sanders' career, 2024.
Barry Sanders versus Emmitt Smith, like rushing title competition. That could.
I just like a Barry Sanders storyline where you continue the career and he wins 5 Super Bowls.
I think that's
with another team.
Actually. Yeah, I loved, as much as I'm a Giants fan, I loved playing with Barry Sanders in like Madden 96 and Madden 97. Like,
I just loved Barry Sanders, and I wish he had his full career.
Yeah, it's a shame he played for Detroit, but
dun 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 dun. Wow.
Anyway, now we want to know what you think. So, as always, that is the mashup. That is Lee. I am Ray. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We really do want to know what you guys think. Let us know. Comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, whatever you're listening to us on. Add us. Give us 5-star reviews. All the other fun stuff. We appreciate it. But until next week, this has been the Geeks Who Like Sports Mashup.
Mashup. I like mashup for you and me. I like mashup for Ray and me. Mashup every day. Mashup today, okay?
She's still recording.
I know. I knew that when I did it that time.
Yeah.